Hey, hey Angela Eagle, this is to you, Angela Eagle, MP for Wallasey, Wirral, Merseyside. I keep getting personal mail from the Labour Party asking me to attend meetings, etc. over the last several years I have. And I keep meaning to go because I've always got this question on my mind to ask. This one thing, if I was to wish for as an improvement for the area, and it's the only thing really, but it's just not a realistic thing which is going to ever happen. I'm never going to attend one of these meetings. It's just realistically never going to happen. When you've got pets and young ones and stuff, you know, battery just ran. Excuse me, battery just ran out, and I was thought, well, I'll do this video now because better late than never with regards to my inquiry, my question I wish to put forth to you, and you'll understand why I'm thinking, well, better late than never once I ask it, once I put my suggestion forth. Right, okay, please can we have the ground lighting, the underground lighting at the front of the Wallasey Town Hall on the actual Seacombe to New Brighton pier, on that stretch of waterfront there, on that tiny little stretch, that square stretch, must be about 30 metres square. We have some beautiful underground illuminations, newly installed. I say newly installed, they were installed about 15 years ago when we had some upgrading to the area. And I remember them distinctly because the council used to light them quite routinely when they were first installed. But that was about 15 years ago, and I've not seen them lit ever since. And I've lived in Wallasey, in this area, all my adult life. And every time up and down the said waterfronts, every other weekend during the summer, and when I go down there to celebrate the coming of the new year every year with my friends, which is becoming more and more increasingly popular now. We get hordes of people down there now at the strike of midnight every new year. I digress. Every time I'm down there, I'm always, over the years since, and I'm thinking, every time I walk over them, over that little metre square area where they're all there, they're all still there. And I just brings back all these memories of how great they looked when they were lit. And you'll know, Angela, what I'm talking about when you just pull up the records for the Seacombe to New Brighton waterfront. It's the underfloor lighting at the front of the town hall, actually on the waterfront. Once you come down the steps, there's like a 15-20 metre square area just before the railings, in between the foot of the steps of the town hall and the actual railings where you lean over to actually look into the River Mersey. On that little stretch of waterfront where on the actual waterfront which runs adjacent to the town hall, as you pass the foot of the steps of the town hall, it's that little 20 metre square area, and you walk over the illuminations, the underground illuminations, like they were really modern back then, and I would still say they were modern forms of lighting. They're novel. They are novel. They are, one could say, one would like them on special occasions, etc. Now this is taking me now to my actual specific. Can we please have them lit on the New Year, on New Year's Eve, the striking of midnight, at least at the striking of midnight, on New Year's Eve itself, for the actual duration of the whole evening. You know, when it starts to go dark on New Year's Eve, and then the hours progress toward midnight, and the striking of midnight, can we please have those underground lighting at the foot of the town hall, actually on the water, which I've just been saying, those little 20 metre square, in that 20 metre square area where we've got those several underground really nice underground lighting, and it's like we've got engravings. There's all nice engravings all around them. So they're all nice, attractive. What's the word? I'm trying to find the words now because I've got so little time to make this vlog. We have etchings and writings by what looks like school children, as if school children have actually designed them, yeah, and have actually and done their actual etchings into the concrete, and there's like patterns and drawings all around the lighting, all in this 20-metre square area, as if designs have won a competition and they've actually been... You get that feeling when you're actually at this site where the lightings are, where the underground lights are. You get the feel like as if school children have designed the whole 20-metre square area where these underground lighting, where the underground lighting is. One gets that feel when you look at the sketchings and the patterns and the writings. The school children have done it, you know, and they must wish as well. They must go down. They must wish as well for the lighting. They must notice that it's in the lightings are never on, that the illuminations are never ever used, and they're still there, and you can tell that they still must be working, because, as I say, all the grids are still there with the actual lights there. It's very difficult to describe what they look like. If I can find pictures on in Google Images, I'll insert the set images in between my my chat here now. I'll insert them in between. I'm asking you, Angela, I'm saying now because, yeah dear, and we're coming up to New Year's Eve now, and the date there is in the description, so you'll know when I'm doing this vlog. Please, Angela, can I ask you, if nothing else, can you try and get the council, whoever is in charge of that underground illumination, that grid area there, the foot of the town hall, Wallasey Town Hall, can you try and ask them to at least get that going on New Year's Eve, for the duration of New Year's Eve, for the celebrations leading up to midnight, and hopefully for each year as well, Angela, because they've been laying dormant since the time they were put in. As I say, they were lit, they were used when they were first installed, but that was about 15 years ago. It must be. The only time I see them now lit is in my memory, my distant memory, every time. As I say, when I'm down there in the summer, and when I go down there on New Year's Eve, and I'm down there with my friends, and we're enjoying ourselves down there, and all we can do is walk over the grids and see the unused whole vast space. It's little, it's 20 metres square, but it's still vast when you're actually standing in it amongst it, all the gridded area. It's still quite a vast area, and there must be at least a dozen of these lights, these grids holding these, each light must be at least a dozen of them spread throughout this 20 metre square area. I mean, they have been purposely put there, and one could say, what a shame that they're never used. But please, Angela, if nothing else, can you please get our council to at least get them used? At least, if nothing else, to New Year's Eve. It's just such a crying shame. Each year goes by and I'm thinking to myself, maybe this year they'll use them, maybe this year, you know, when I'm down there on New Year's Eve, I think to myself, maybe this year they'll have them on. Surely it mustn't cost that much, Angela. Surely it mustn't cost that much just to have them on for a few hours each New Year's Eve. Anyway, I could go on, Angela. I could go on. But I can't. I can't. I don't even have the time to come to the meetings, Angela, which I would love to do, to actually make this request in person. But then, coming up the New Year's Eve now, it's making me think, and as for this, better late than never, but at least, if it's this year's too late, at least maybe even next year, Angela, try and get them to get the underground illuminations, the foot of the front of the Was the town hall working, perhaps, at least for New Year? Alright, I hope you've managed to listen, Angela, and I'm grateful that you have. And I put forth my question, I put forth my request, and I hope you can heed to it. I hope you heed to it. I'd like you to be able to. I'd like to think that you will heed to it. Alright, my sincerest gratitude. Over and out. Cheers, Angela. Bye.